Alright, let's take a look at unwrapping this. I'm going to go ahead and delete history. And let's select both. And freeze transform. And let's open our UV editor here. It looks like I need to delete history also on that fin too. There we go. Alright, so for both of these, I'm just going to um, hit F11 and highlight the whole thing. And shift right click, map on Z. And then for the fish, let's hide everything but this for a second. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. So I'm going to double click that center edge. And inside of here, I'm going to hit Shift and X to cut that. Or you can hold Shift and right click and go to cut. And I think there's a edit cut in here too. So I can let you guys look that up. So let's go ahead and go to UV mode, double click it, Shift right click unfold, double click again, Shift right click unfold. And let's line these up because they're going to be, the texture is essentially going to be the same on both sides, right? So let's make sure that both of the top edges are lined up. Notice that this edge here selects the top, but this one selects the bottom, right? So I want to flip this. So I'm going to double click this. Under my transform tools, make sure you're not on distribute, you're on flip. And I'm going to flip that vertically. I'm going to do my best to line it up. It might not line up perfectly on the fin because I don't know. Well, it looks like it did. So just to kind of help me line that up a little bit, I'm going to highlight everything and I'm just going to click on Align and Snap and then just click on Match UVs and that grabbed it all and lined it up. Alright, so I'm going to place this a little bit down here. I'm going to get as close as I can. I'm going to go to edge mode and double check that yes, all of these are lined up on both sides, right? I'm going to hit Control S to save this. Let's go ahead and unwrap that fin. I'm going to go to face mode. With this, we need to cut it, so I'm going to go to edge mode, double click that, and I'm going to cut it from the front there, Shift X, UV, and then unfold it. This one might be a little bit trickier to line up, but let's see what happens. So let's get that going. And come on, there we go. And on edge mode here, you can tell that this is the back, and then this is the front, right? So let's flip this one. Oops, we can leave these on. For flip, let's go to U. Let's bring it down. And I'm going to scale it down a little bit. This could give us some trouble, so we might have to manually do this, but let's see what happens. So let's highlight both, see what matching UVs. It actually did it perfectly, which is surprising, but looks good. So let's go ahead and grab both of these. And I'm going to just save myself some space because I might want to create different types of fish bodies. And when I do that in the texture later, I would duplicate this several times. Alright, so let's combine these. And then we're going to go ahead and send this to Substance. So I'm going to go to my front view, hold, do Modify, Center Pivot. And then holding X, I'm just going to snap it to the center of the world here. Go to my right view, hold X, snap it to the center of the world here. Move it up. And all those tweaks and moves affected it. So I'm going to do Edit, Delete All by Type History. And then Modify, Freeze Transformation. And let's go ahead and save this. Now I don't want to export this, so you can go ahead and delete it at this point. I'm going to leave it in for now. And so I'm just going to select only the fish and then do File, Export. Oh, let's actually assign a new material to this. And I'll just select the Lambert for now, Material Attributes, right-clicking Material Attributes, and then do Goldfish underscore MTRL, and then File, Export Selection, and then let's select a fish here. And then let's fire up Substance Painter. Alright, let's do File, New, and I'm just going to select that fish model. Hit OK. And you can see it's lined up really nicely. Alright, let's Now what I'm going to do is project that image of the goldfish, this one right here, onto the model, and then we'll clean up areas like this that are sort of little bright spots or whatever. And we're also going to make it gold, grayish gold more than this gold. But right now we just need a base to work off of. So that's what I'm going to use is my projection. So go ahead and turn projection on, and you'll notice this gray film sort of appears. And what it's saying is, what are you exactly projecting? What we can do is with this goldfish image, I can drag it in, and you're going to get this pop-up. And what that says is, this is the image, and where do we want to bring it into what folder? I want to bring it into my textures folder here, and then import your resource. I'm going to do the current session only because I don't need it for other sessions, and I'm going to hit import. You can see now it appears here. And I'm going to go to this last option here, which gives me all of my paint modes, and I'm just going to drag and drop it on top of base color. And now you'll see it appears in the scene. And because we've modeled our fish close to the same shape, what I'm going to do is I'm holding the right mouse button here. I'm just going to try my best to line it up. And let's go ahead and hit P. I'm going to hold Shift to make sure I snapped it. Actually, let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. P is your eyedropper, right? And I can eyedrop certain colors. 2 is my eraser. 3 is my projection that we had before. All right, so I'm going to scale this up just a little bit, just lining it up, right, like this. Might need to be lined up a little bit better. That looks pretty good. And actually, you know what I think? Was it much smaller before? Maybe not. But anyway, that looks pretty good here. Let's kind of pull this down a little. That looks good. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and just maximize my brush size and just give it a once over like this. You can see that we have a base to work from for our goldfish model. Now, what I want to do is I want less of that white in there, so I'm going to just kind of scale this down a little bit and just line up my tail like this. And I'm going to paint over that a little bit and just grab more of that. And you can see it does a nice blend. And I'm going to hit 1. You can see here, because our UVs are mirrored over, we have it, we have both sides here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here, and then in the next video we're going to take a look at editing this texture.